with the exception of having to battle a narcissist if you are in the throes of having to deal with one, it's not just black and white. It doesn't always, it's not like you can just go no contact. I've argued that for years, that sometimes you can't, especially if you were in a relationship with one, or if you were married to one, especially if you had kids with one. You just can't go no contact. But assuming that you can go no contact, that you're through the nasty battles that they put you through, that they draw you into, assuming that you are there, the only, and it's been said many times, the only way that you can win is to simply not play. Last time we were talking about the powers that be, the people that are in control currently, and how the narcissist is enabled by the system that's been put in place. The system is rigged. It's rigged on every single front, and the only way that I see that we're going to get through this is to just not play the game. Again, you got to be really careful what you see on the internet, because there's a possibility that it might stay on the internet. And the people that I'm talking about don't like what we're saying, and I'm not the only one. There's a whole bunch. Like I've said it before too, I keep forgetting. There's so many people making so much content that if you are taking the time to watch this and interact with me even for a moment, I really do appreciate it. But I've been doing this for, I guess, 8 years now, at least putting videos out. It's been going on since long before that. But my point is that it's been said that if you're going to win, the only way is to just not play their game. Well, what if the narcopath is pursuing you in the form of government, in the form of so-called health care, in the form of ruining your food or your air or your water, or what they call taxes, and you don't even know where it's going? I'm officially, you know what? I'm checking out. I'm starting the checkout phase now. I'm not going to play their game anymore. I have been so close to the rules. I don't think that you could be any closer. I've done the very best that I can do with what I've had for the entire time, and got screwed over royally by a couple of narcopaths when I could finally go no contact with people that I was related to and people who I was married into. And you find out that life gets better, right? So I think that we need to start having these conversations with the societal narcissism, this epidemic that's going on, these people that have inserted themselves into our lives. They have infiltrated us. They've infiltrated not just the U.S., but other countries too. And I don't really, they fool you into thinking that you have to play. I'm not articulate enough and savvy enough on the law to start telling you what you should do, but many times taxation is theft. It's just absolutely stealing money from you to go somewhere else. You don't even know where it goes. And if you don't know what you're doing and the enforcement comes, you are enforced to do their bidding at either the end of a gun or taking away more of your freedom and putting you somewhere where you, jail. They call it health care, and there's you, and there's health care. And then in between, these people have inserted themselves and have ruined an entire generations and industry of something that they shouldn't be putting their dirty hands in. They get into your family life. They encourage narcissists. They reward this kind of behavior to strip mine other people's lives and to use them in ways that aren't beneficial even to them in the long run. But that's the way these people operate. Some of them are very smart, but none of them are wise. Let's make a distinction there that I used to say that about the woman that I was born to, is that she's very smart, but she was very unwise. So I'm checking out. And do when you can, like find out the subscriptions that you think that you thought you needed for a minute, and be careful what you click on when you buy a computer, because if it tells you that you're going to need to use Word to open this up and then you click it and then it bills you indefinitely, this is predatory practices that's going on all over. It's on every single front. If you're a good guy, if you're an honest person, an honest worker, most likely you're probably getting screwed right now. There's a lot of homeless people, a lot of people living in their cars. So my advice, because somebody said they wanted to see more discussions on this topic, again, you got to be careful. If I said everything I wanted to say on here, I can't. I really can't even, I can't, at least not now. Is to not play their game. Cancel your subscriptions to things. God, I don't want to get on the tag. I don't know enough about the tag. Look, this federal income tax, there's a big movement of people that aren't going to pay. I have always been one who takes as many deductions as I can, keep it legal, keep things, legal, what they call legal, keep things, clear, and then you still lose. Really? So you tax everything that we make when we get it, then you tax it when we spend it, and if you buy property, they're going to tax that, and if you don't pay the tax, you lose your... You don't really own anything, do you? Or the subscription basis. Here's one of my first checkouts that I got really angry about. If any of you have your own businesses, everybody uses QuickBooks, and QuickBooks used to be, $199. And if you had a simple business like mine, you probably didn't need all the stuff that came with it, but that's the platform and the program that most CPAs use, so that when you send it that, at the end of the year, that's what they use, and it used to be $100, and you used to buy it. And then it got to where it wouldn't update anymore, and they forced me to buy the newest version. I promise it's still on topic. Just stick with me on this. This is disgusting because this business model is being used everywhere. So then they make it so it won't update. So you're forced to buy something. It already worked anyway. Why do we keep reinventing the wheel over and over and over again if it's not just to put something in your way and extract money from you? So I had to buy the updated version, which you don't buy. You rent it. It's a it's a subscription to something that you're going to use again. And it went from like $300 to over $1,200 for the same thing. And I'd had enough. This has been last year, and I canceled the subscription to this nonsense. And so I don't know. I have no idea what we're going to do, if I'm going to send the stuff to the accountant or not. I really don't know. I understand that if you don't file, at least you're not lying to them. You don't want to lie to them, but if you don't file, then what are they going to do? I don't know. This is just things I'm thinking. Hopefully they're not monitoring me too closely, at least yet. I'm pretty low priority. I used to not be low priority. I think I'm pretty much on some of the lists. But anyway, that's a digression. So, I decided that I just wasn't going to pay these exorbitant fees for something that you barely even use. I've heard that there are subscriptions when you buy new houses. They subscribe you to your garage door opener. You can't get into your house. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you. The reason why I had to update the QuickBooks was because they wouldn't let me back into my own company, into my own data, but it was mine. I own it. You had to. Either I updated it and paid their extortion fee, or I couldn't get my numbers. And so we're not going to use that anymore. Anyway, back to the garage door opener thing. There are subscriptions for garage door openers. You can't even get into your own house. Even front door keys. Like if you rent some of these apartments, some of the luxury apartments, there's a door key that you have to subscribe to get in. And the corporate model. And I don't know who this. Somebody needs to research this. The corporate model, whoever designed this beast, is ruining everything. It's a narcopath's playground. They have their entire MO, the only reason to exist is to extract money from you and me. And it's frustrating, and I'm really tired of it. So I'm checking out. I'm getting, if you can, whatever you can start not playing their game, just stop. Because things are getting so bad. In 2008, there was a recession, and it was pretty bad, but you could see that it was going to go on the upswing. When I still lived at home with my parents, which is a long time ago, there was a recession, and you could see how things would take a dip and then they would go back up. 2020, the big scam of the, yes, can y'all not say COVID on YouTube or fuck? People, they edit this stuff. I don't know if YouTube takes it out or if they do, but anyway. So 2020 happened, they crash everything, and you could see it still have an opportunity to come back up. Here's the deal this time. This is for keeps now. With the data centers and the shit that these people are pulling, I don't see a way out of it this time. I don't see what they're doing has an end in sight this time. I feel like it's permanent. That you're going to see mass die-offs of population pretty much over the entire planet. And it's there. They did this. These monsters that take our tax dollars and go over and kill little kids, blow up innocent people, they fuck with every neighbor that they have. And somehow, if you point it out, they have certain names for you. And I'm just not going to play anymore. I'm done. This has become, this psychopathy, this narcopath's way of behaving has become so ingrained in so many of us that we don't even know when we can give up. So start a little bit at a time. I'm not going to buy this. I'm going to return this. The other day I had something. I'm not one of those that just likes to go back to the store and return stuff, especially to big stores. But I had some things, and normally I just keep it. I took it back. It's here. Take your stuff back. Use cash when you can. They've stopped making pennies, and so the big corporations, if you have a balance of 4 cents, they keep it. You add that up over all the customers over every day, and that's millions of dollars every day that they're still putting in their pocket, and this is somehow fair? Yeah. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with this. I'm absolutely I'm done. Checking out. And I don't know how you can, because without the internet, without me talking to you on the internet now, how do we communicate? Or with the cell phones that we have that they're monitoring all the time, how do we communicate? We got to get them out of power. We have to. And it's not going to be easy. But the only way to do it is to start stopping. Start the process of checking out of anything that you can. Stop playing their game. I don't have answers to this. I think that pointing it out and kind of firming up and reassuring what some of the other folks are saying, that I think that we see the same thing, is really it's my only motivation to do that. I'm not telling you to do anything yet. So the psychopaths are in charge. I didn't think it was going to get this bad. I really didn't, but it's that bad, and I don't see it recovering. The only way to win is to not play, and so start the process as soon as you can. If you can grow your own food, if you can buy your meat from somebody else, if you can even afford it, someone that's local, do that. Anything that harms the corporations, anything that is going to start to disintegrate their chokehold on everybody is good, whatever it is. So you make those decisions. So anyway, I wish you health, happiness, prosperity, freedom from suffering. May you live your lives with ease.